yeah, of course I recycle. I mean, I grew up when I was a kid in the 90s, recycling was like, there was a huge movement for kids to be, aware of waste. And, it's hard because we live in a world where there's such everything's convenient and disposable and with fast fashion and fast food. And, there's a lot of waste. So I try to teach my daughter to not be wasteful. We try to practice not wasting food and, and being mindful of how much we consume. I think it's really important to share that stuff with your kids. That's how you start to build towards a better future. So.
And also borrowing dresses.
I guess so.
Yeah. Thank you very much. A great night. Story. Female story. I interviewed Greta. What the heck's going on? Why isn't she nominated, do you think?
Yeah, I do. I think wherever it's possible, we have to do it. Absolutely. Yeah.
I learn every day from my daughter. Zero waste is the mission, so I have a long way to go, but a lot to learn, and I care. It's not that we care, it's that we have no option. So I'm very committed this year to really changing how I live my life.
And fashion-wise, do you borrow dresses?
I borrow, I wear vintage, I have the privilege in events like this to wear couture, which is, made in the place it is meant to be made, and it's one dress. There are many ways to reconsider, rewear. I've had the privilege of wearing designers who are so committed to sustainability, so it's very exciting.
One of the things that I've always been conscious of since I was a kid is like when you're brushing your teeth and you'll just leave the water running. I've never done that. I use my reusable bottle. I always turn the lights off. I try and take public transport as much as I can. I'll donate whenever I'm flying. So it's little things like that, but hopefully if enough people do it, that'll make a difference. So.
And finally, when you borrow a dress for an awards thing, do you tend to keep them afterwards or do you give them back?
No, they usually go back. So this is Gucci, and Gucci was one of the first brands that moved towards sustainability and a more sort of eco-conscious way of working and producing their clothes. So, we wanted to try and use as many fabrics that they had used before as we could, and that's something that we're trying to incorporate more, myself and my stylist Elizabeth Saltzman, into what I wear now. So
Of course I recycle, yeah. I live in Tower Hamlets where we have a very good recycling scheme. It's a door-to-door collection, and I try to do everything I can. I know my family does. Yeah, we have a hybrid car. Can't have an electric car because there's no way to plug it in Tower Hamlets. I might tell people that.
I borrow them, yes.
So that's also a green way of approaching.
Yes, I'm trying to be more green in every aspect of my life. I actually recently just got rid of my shampoo bottles, and I'm starting to use bar soap, which is really great. But it's also great to go plant-based or cut out meat. I'm really trying in all areas. I think if you just try a little bit, at least that does something. Yeah.
It goes back into the cycle, and the thing that things always get reused. And so once we finish on a film, they'll go back to rental houses, rental companies. So they'll get used and used and used. So we actually don't throw anything away.